Hello and welcome to a new devlog of the runes of Aereal. So this time I made some great progress on the integration of the map. So here we are in the main menu where I can go, let's abandon the journey here, and then we can create a new journey. And as of recently, we can create easy, medium, and hard, and they all have an impact on how many coins you have to start with and how strong the creatures are, etc. So let's start with medium, for example. Okay. And then here you have the choice, and we have these two starter cards here, two extra starter cards. Upon on top of the cards you already get. So remember this because, of course, these are the things you get when the game starts, or when your journey starts, let's say. But before it wasn't saved yet. So that's one of the things I did here as extra saving of those two cards. So let's start the journey. And here I made sure that when the journey starts, this menu keeps is on top for a little while, so the user is clear. It's clear to the user that this this map or this menu here is in here, so we can scroll over to the left here, and then this menu will appear. So otherwise, it might not be that clear for the user. So I used it to it pops open. So now we can click somewhere and we can continue our path. So the main thing I did here is make sure that walking into the city and doing stuff in the city works. So we can go into the city and then we go, we see the map of the city and we can continue. And right now the upgraded card is focused here, but that's I'm currently working on that, but it's not entirely finished yet, but I just wanted to make the video. Let's do something else. Let's go and show you how that should probably work. So I can go into the probability tables here, and then I can go and search for the probability table that takes care of the likelihood of the things that happen in the city. So now upgrade the card is extremely likely. So let's go, for example, into the shop interface, for example. Oh, no. Shop interface, like that. And then we can go and start from the main menu again. And so let's go and abandon the journey again. So which types of points are in the map are determined whenever you start the journey, and then they are saved. And whenever you go through the map, it's those saved points, saved data points that get addressed. So I needed to restart the journey in order to get those shops in there instead of the upgrade card. So I just wander on, go into the city, and then you'll see that if I click a button, because I restarted the journey, he has a move into the shop option. So we can move into the shop. Right now we have little stuff here. We have those two, these little trinkets here. We have no cards because we're only showing the available cards, not the equipped cards. So those are little tiny things I did here. And also what I adjusted in this interface is it has a randomized name and a randomized number of coins for the merchant. And here you can see that we can, of course, trade that stuff. So that works nicely as before, and we can go back into the map, and then you'll see we moved towards here, and then we can go, for example, towards there. But now I want to continue, and then we go there, move on, and then we can move out of the map again by clicking one of those, and then we move out of the map again, and then we can just continue, move on, etc. So those are very important things I did here because this was very tricky and there was always something not saved and stuff like that. In order to do that, however, I needed to make some small adjustments in the save and load functionality. And primarily what I did here is when we're saving the map data, right now we're also doing the save map point separately from the save map data. So we can save the map point irrespective of saving the map data. And that's very important because let me show you. Here we have several places, for example, in the character selection, when we upgrade a character, or we restart the map, or we upgrade the character, we save it whenever we exit. Here we exit, we go back, we save the map point, and when we do that, why do I do that? It's actually just to indicate, okay, this map point, I've visited this map point, and you can scratch it off, and you can search, you can make this map point the current map point, let's say, and then you can determine which map points are the next places in line. Because, for example, suppose the user opens the map in that unlocked point, and then he just exited the application. We don't want it we want users to be deprived of the option to upgrade because of that. At that time, the prior map point should still be available. The next time he boots into the game, and he should again be able to start the upgrade process, or the shop process, or the crafting process, for example. That's why I did that. So also I've made an extra dictionary, saved starter cards. Here we are, and those saved starter cards is actually, of course, to get that here and get the when we're here in the character selection, we can move into the starter cards and we can pick him up and we can save him. And whenever we are in our upgrade process, for example, we also load them into the save starters from the save starter cards dictionary and put them on our screen, for example. So this is separated into the saving process in a different dictionary. So that's great. And what I also want to show you here is whenever we go here and we continue our journey, and then we come into the menu here. What I've also did is I added the options to abandon jury, yes or no, or quit, yes or no. And there's a little bug. When I click here, this should disappear. So I'm going to have to handle that. So abandon journey, yes. And what it does, it goes here and we can just make a new, let's make it hard this time. We only get one extra card. We start our journey with Aereal here, and we do that. So the last thing I want to mention here is I have also needed to get that cooldown data saved. So the cooldown data, whenever we go somewhere, for example, we go wander on, you see that this point is cooling down, and the cooling down means that whenever we return to that point, we won't be able to do something else like battle or whatever. It's just to continue your journey, period. Because at that time, we prevent the user from going back and forth between points. It would really ruin the game. So that's why we have a cooldown time. I deliberately set it to a pretty low value of 2 minutes right now, but whenever I exit the game, it should remember that at this time it's 2 minutes and a bit, and not reset to 3 minutes or 4 minutes whenever I exit the game and go back into it. And that's why I've added an extra function called gather cooldown data. Let's just go here, gather cooldown data. Here we are. And it's an excellent and asynchronous function that just before we save, we loop through the map points with a larger cooldown than 0, and we just loop through it and we add it to the cooldown data dictionary. And you'll see here that whenever we do that, we can load and save it here together with the map data, and the cooldown data will be stored and loaded from that. So when we get back into the game after exiting it, it will start the cooldown process from the time we exited the game the previous time. So that's just not to ruin the game and go back and forth between the same map points over and over again. So that was quite some tricky bits here in this update because I had some really hard bugs to squat in order to get this map data to be saved and loaded. So I hope you liked it. As always, please like and subscribe, and see you next time.